Hey family, what it do? Friend, family, team, humanity, what's going on out there today? Welcome to the weekend, right? Lord, just a time to for some of us anyway. I know for a bunch of us here, the man or the establishment or massa or the system, right? Crooked and evil folks, as we say, right? Got us out here. We're greedy people. Got us out here working and slaving away. We can't enjoy the weekend like everybody else. But yet, we have reached that point that is widely accepted, I'll say it that way, as a time of rest, right? So shout out. Welcome to the weekend. Today's topic will be centered around an article that I saw online. It's actually two, but one of them I want to read into further. We'll have a brief discussion. This is going to be a brief conversation today anyway. We've tried to do that the last couple times. Sometimes we hit it. More times than not, we don't. Thank you, family, for your support. And with that said, welcome in us who are the 1,200 plus strong, who believe in, who love on, who have fun and enjoyment with, who relax in, who think on, right? Hunger and thirst for that which is a different view. Family, welcome in. Watch over your children, family. That could easily be another label of this topic. We're probably going to name it off of what the article is. Side note, as we talk about the podcast's recognition, which again, we don't do this for recognition. We do it to get the word out there, right? Of course, by word of mouth, those for you who have spread along and let people know that your boy is out here, which again, we are on Spotify, right? The name of the podcast is A Different View. The artist name is KJ. On Apple Podcasts, the same thing. It's A Different View. And we do this way on purpose, family. 1, repetition is necessary for learning. 2, for those of us that are like, yo, bro, why you keep doing this? This is why. Repetition is necessary for learning, number 1. Number 2, people do not know, okay? Everybody does not operate on the same thing. Like, okay, you said it once, we got it. That's not, very few people operate that way, right? And that's okay. We got breath in the body. We use it for a whole lot of mess. At the very least, we can do this to spread some good cheer, as they say. The other place that the podcast is on is YouTube, and that is the @ A Different View 80. So those are the 3 places where the podcast is found. We see that we're getting notoriety out there. Thank you, family, for your support. Again, this is we call it A Different View on purpose. This is the view of the content creator, because we understand a lot of people get butthurt out here, okay? And I don't use that term loosely, because people really do get hurt by what folks say, okay? Whether people are putting on or not, use an old phrase from what Big Mama and them used to say, you know, folks putting on, right? Old school back in the 20s was putting on the Ritz. You know, a lot of folks acting and dancing like they on Broadway, when they not. In this case, people acting real upset and offended about a whole lot of mess they should not be. It is one thing to truly be upset and offended at a thing, and then it's another thing when you use a occasion to be easily offended. Those are 2 totally different things. And this is one of these topics we're going to talk about today. Watch over your kids, ladies and gentlemen, right? So I don't know if people have been reading. I saw it come across my deal just as a Wednesday. May the 14th this past week, right? Texas mother buying ammo for her son down in San Antonio. Shout out to the San Antonio Police Department, right? And for those involved here, family, we got to have a conversation. We do not put this at the women. So for men, it's going, again, we talking about using that occasion. Kick Eve down just a little bit further. Can we stop, please? Okay. Again, for whoever want to believe it, don't believe it. We're not adding help doing that. The same help needed for the woman is the same help needed for the man, and vice versa. Okay? Somewhere along the line, you got some breakdown going on when you as parents, and we can go, I'm not going to do like the Call of Duty thing. Oh, you buying these things for your kids. It's the better. Because this an old one. This go back a long time. This is why folks don't play GTA. Yet you live in a government that's okay starting war everywhere and we support everything, right? GTA is an abbreviation for Grand Theft Auto, right? So, and in the video game, you got folks doing hits. Again, the kids of the family members live in family members that are gang members' family. They know what a lot of this mess is like, right? It was wild to see that in, I don't want to spoil for people, so we won't say the scene we saw in Thunderbolts, right? If you haven't seen the movie yet. If you have, you know what scene I'm talking about, where a certain character revisits certain things from their past, of which they blame themselves for, that hurt their parents, instead of understanding that it was the parents' decision passed down to the child that they had to then deal with. Right? Where have we seen that before? Again, it's a real conversation, family. You can look it up online, abc7.com, Texas Police. Now, I don't have my computer in front of me. We're just going off the top. We will probably play the video for folks maybe next time when we have a chance to look at this other article here. From some mess out in New York, where I'm from one time, right? Again, all this is the opinion of content creators, so you take it as it is, right? If free speech is such a thing, then we'll test it and see how true massa is to everybody, right? We all know we've seen shows get canceled. We've seen certain things happen when you talk against the establishment. This is the MO of, as some of our black brothers and sisters call certain white brothers and sisters, the devil. Again, we do not look under the ground, per se. We do not put full weight there. You have to be able to open your eyes, your own two eyes, and look at life around you. Again, it's truly said, all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. All skinfolk ain't kinfolk. I don't know why I messed that up. I messed that up going sometimes. It is what it is. A little tongue twister. But again, all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. That's one thing. And number two, you know how this life is you got to watch out for in your own neighborhoods, clearly. When you got people who are okay buying ammo for their kids in school, right? One of the things in the article re-references them looking at another across the world, certain mass shooting that happened in a school across the world. I want to say it was New Zealand. Again, we'll re-reference the next time we have a conversation about this. I just wanted to hop on and just talk a little bit about it. It's a shame, family, right? Right? Again, we know, and we may have mentioned it on the podcast, there's certain places in the country here where you can get your ammo, bread, milk, and eggs. They sell it all together, family. Listen, when battle is on the mind, this is not like, you can take it for what you want, right? We're talking, maybe we call it gun responsibility. Maybe we'll call the episode that, right? See, again, for the gun owner out there, you got to have a certain level of conversation. This stuff should not be easily accessible. We don't do that. We don't do it easily accessible out here. That's a bunch of mess. Okay? You got to understand that you got to take things as a grain of salt. You got to take certain things with a grain of salt, family. That's not how this works. Okay? And the quicker we understand these principles of life, the easier this becomes. All right? We're not here to fleece and shake people down as far as money goes. Again, a lot of things you can say if we do things opposite of what massa has taught us. Man, I heard this has really set me free, family. If we do it the opposite, we're going to be all right. Put your family first above everything else. How do I say this, right? Put your family first above everything else. And we're not out here working for the man to the point where you let your family go. No. Right? With your kids, okay? As we speak on in this podcast, when things start to break down and slave classes occur. Because that's not how life operates. That's what happens when greed gets involved. Kids are part of that slave class, family. And we gotta watch out, one, that type of sickness does not creep in our hearts, minds, and psyches, right? Technically, the word psyche is describing heart and mind. So we got to make sure those things are not creeping into our psyche. We'll say it that way, right? So we got to study our heart and mind so that we know what's going on. That's called psychology, family. Study you. That's just the word they put on you taking inventory. You know, shout out to our retail part of the family one time, right? As the season ramps up, every one of these retail stores worldwide, right? Where foolishness, and again, what did we say the word foolishness is, family? We're not talking about people as fools and court jesters. And we're not talking about that, right? Excuse me. We're talking about people who operate in a level of foolishness, which means, as a verb, the word fool, tricking, deceiving people, right? Foolishness. That's what we got going on. And you see people operating a lot of deception in these stores, how they treat the workers, who are the ones got this thing running, because it don't work without them. We can keep doing, again, if you do things the opposite of what master tell you, you're gonna be all right in every one of the activities of human activity, whether it be education, economics, religion. Again, we don't say war because war is confusion. So that'd be continental battle, whether internal in the continent or external from continent to continent, landmass to landmass, right? The people's living on them landmasses. Finances, your health. I don't know if it said education, but education. Again, we got to get re-educated. Sex, especially on sex. We got to get re-educated, family. We are doing a lot of stuff out here and having a lot of meaningless conversation over stuff that don't mean worth a damn to begin with. For those that think that I'm using too much of language that don't mean nothing to begin with, because it don't mean nothing. It means something to you. And that's a different story than what it means to someone else, right? This mama. Maybe we taking this thing in Proverbs, man, a little too seriously, where the child is the arrow in your quiver. I shouldn't even joke on that like that, man. Lord forgive me, man. It's rough, you know. It's rough. Why are we doing that? They already going through enough, right? They studying how to shoot up the place, family. When you read this article, man, it's sad what I was looking at. And as we tie off here, right? Because again, this wasn't to keep you long. Another one here that we're gonna just put it on the table real quick. We're gonna study it to find out what's going on, right? Over in the great state of New York, Governor Katherine Hochul, right? While New York got enough problems, they spiking up the taxes on Long Island, and excuse after excuse after excuse why they fleecing down the innocent people of Long Island, because they just don't want you living by beach water for I ain't even gonna say for free, for low cost. They don't too much is too much, and they want you gone. They want that property for somebody else, family. You have to understand that, right? And as we say, if the white man has a cold, understand. Now, we're just not going to say black folks. We're going to say black and brown folks. Anybody got tan to their tone of skin, you catching pneumonia. Believe that, right? This is why black folks couldn't move in on Long Island, i.e. Levittown and other places on Long Island. Like over in Rosedale, we played y'all that video. Because again, this is for somebody else, not for you. That's what this is. The whole land is occupied, but listen, this is no hate against anybody. We're telling the story, okay? This is history. Right? Our history of how we are dealt with by other people who do not like us because their eyes are driven by greed. Okay? Love is the thing that resets that, by the way. Right? You don't hoard it up for yourself. You give. You give and it shall be given, family. Right? Speaking of not giving, the governor wants to provide inflation relief to the peoples of New York. The graphic in the background was very telling to me, right? I know that's not the whole of the article, and I forgot to lower the volume, like in classic fashion, so my apologies. The governor didn't want to give the number that you see in the background, whatever team and workforce or task force or whatever they're doing, right? Task force, like it's such an undertaking. To the tune of $400 you see in the graphic, right? That's what I saw. We started a new page on Facebook dedicated to the podcast called A Different View Looking Forward, right? That's what we named it, because in life, family, this is what it is. The different views of life are to help us go forward. You look toward the past so you can continue going forward, which is why when you start seeing certain posts that we leave on there, and again, anybody who joins the page, by all means, interact, right? Again, this is the idea by which we can speak the truth in love. So whether you're Christian, right? We know I am, but this is the invitation is not Christian, Muslim, whatever you, Abrahamic faiths, non-Abrahamic faiths, what you believe, as we speak clearly and plainly, right? This is to give knowledge and understanding to a thing. And whether people agree, so be it. Whether you don't, so be it. Just like it should be and is on this planet. Again, where mamas is not buying ammo for their kids to enact gun violence in school, but where we stop these types of things. Stand in the gap. When they talk about the watch person, right? We had read that verse, I believe in the Psalms, right? That if the Lord is not there and involved in the thing, you labor in vain, right? And a lot of us is out here working in vain. And I'm not putting it, like solely on the Lord, but certain things that have quality, God-like quality, which deals with giving bountifully, right? Dealing in responsibility, right? Not upbraiding or making fun of people, right? Not seating in the seat of the scornful. So we're not making fun of a bunch of stuff like nothing has any meaning, because a lot of it do. A lot of it always has, and it always will, right? Again, how we treat our children. You don't. Parents for the longest have played this game. Like, oh, well, this person's a nice person, a nice boy, nice girl. That husband, wife is a nice man, nice woman. And under the surface is sickness. Ain't nothing nice about that. And explaining that, listen, however you got to explain it to your child, right? We update our phones. It's time to update the excuses we give to our youth. They are depending on you. Let's be clear, right? Normally about the time your 16-year-old or hell, it might even be as early as 12 tells you that they don't need you. And it hurts the heart of the parent. For those who are listening, right, in that 17-year-old age bracket, so on and so forth, it hurts, okay? But at the same time, we get it. You want to fly on your own, you spread your own wings, that's the point. But at some point, you got to understand that the ones who are trying, we're not talking about like this mama buying ammo for their kids. The ones that are trying, right? Not stocking up ammo in the house to protect you, right, against some dude trying to break down your door and kill you all and your family. We're not, that's not what the ammo is. To hurt other kids. Yeah, no. Because that's all that comes of this mess. And how many more times, I should say, do we have to keep seeing that in our village, in our towns, in our community? The school violence. Shout out to Sandy Hook one time, man. There's so many of them, I don't even remember them all. That's how wild it is. We ain't blaming this on listen. Don't you give me government excuse, family. Leave that alone. This is on people. Yeah, there's certain time periods foster certain mindsets, but at the same time, I have a decision to make as to how we do the thing responsibly. No matter how we do it. Whether we avoid it or if we operate in it, there's a certain way that we do things. And when we do or we don't, there are rewards and consequences with this thing. So again, shout out to the San Antonio Police Department out there for handling business. If somebody did let a policeman or policewoman know, thank you very much. This IDN community where ain't no snitches and all that mess, that's for the birds. That's hogwash. We're allowing violence and corruption to continue on in our neighborhood unchecked because evil occurs when good men and women do nothing. And it don't happen onesie-twosies. Okay? You leaving each other out on an island doing that mess. Birds of a feather flock together. Right? How many people, I have yet to see the movie, but I really do want to see it. Right? Migration. Right? We just had that. I think it was like World Bird Migration Day or something like that just happened, I think, recently in this month. Who has seen that movie, Migration, man? And the stuff that birds go through. Now, they humanize it so you understand. But again, if you do any study with birds, you see all the dangers that there is as they migrate from one place to the next. But birds of a feather flock together. Ain't nobody trying to take an undertaking of getting to a place of home living one at a time. It's a group, family. You want to elevate your community? It's time we do it together. They're not squares. They're not Poindexters because they want to be like that. None of that. This is different than your barbecue Becky, by the way. That's busybody. Ain't nobody got time for that in the neighborhood. I ain't got time to stay in your house and then talk to the neighbor 2 doors down from me about what somebody is doing that I'm sitting there being nosy. Again, you're no different than the Pharisee and the Sadducee. No. Trying to look at what woman is having sex with who. We ain't worried about that. Again, what's done in secret come out in the open, so I automatically don't have to worry about it. The maker put it in there like that. Come on, somebody. Hey, right? I don't have to waste it's a waste of time doing that. But when it comes to all this riffraff, man, I remember my mom back in the neighborhood, man. I tell you what, she was quick to call the cops. It was a black neighborhood I lived in, family. Built for black folks. How powerful. You got to defend that thing. We ain't having no knuckle-headed, gosh, I don't even know how many different phrases I could put together. Y'all could probably do it while you're listening. We ain't having no Negroes, right, acting fools out here. We ain't doing that. No knuckle-headed Negroes. No. Right? Again, like we told y'all, because I'm pro-black does not mean I'm pro-jackass. We won't sit there and do that gang member stuff out in the street, which leaves nothing but, again, as we say, the triple D's over here, which is division, destruction, and death. That's all it leaves. For what? Money? Power? That's deception talking. Because you can get all them things a different way. People don't want to. That's what this comes down to. And you got to protect yourself against those things. And we do it together. Right? So again, that's just what we wanted to talk about today, just to bring that out. Again, if for Governor Katherine Hochul, again, we will revisit this next time. If $400 is what we're trying to do for the residents of New York, Long Island, New York, it ain't gonna work. We way past that, right? These states is way past that. This gets into the topic a little bit of, and again, I ain't gonna take you long with it. We're gonna end here. This gets into the topic a little bit, which we may revisit next episode or a couple episodes down the road, of minimum wage. When you look at the various states' minimum wage, family, again, let go of the excuses. I do not care if it's a corn husking field in Nebraska, if it is a potato farm in Idaho, whatever they're doing in Iowa, okay? Whether it's the killing fields, unfortunately, of the inner cities in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, or other inner cities across America, or excuse me, across the United States, right? We got to start understanding and getting re-educated again on the lands in which we live on. Because this is all we got. Right? Just like the people, this is all we got. Just like the animals, this is all we got. And we ain't got nothing else to do. I know they got us in that cubicle, right? And you standing on your feet for like 12 to 16 hours a day. We get it for barely enough money. And when I say bare, I'm talking barely enough, man. Talking about this governor here in New York trying to give money back, man. And again, to each their own. Y'all take it for how you want, right? You okay where it's at, and you want them crumbs, man? Hey, that's your choice. But your boss don't settle for crumbs, man. Your boss ain't settling for the crumbs. They do that low-key lobbying, right? They do that LKL, right? That low-key lobbying. They doing it. Because they ain't going to get stuck. You going to get stuck. And this is not to create division. This is to wake up people to what is going on, family. This is what's going on around you. The worker is due their wage. We're talking biblically now. The worker is due their wage. Not no 12 cents every 7 years. We ain't. Come on now. And you got to give an account to Jesus on that? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not going before the Maker, the Maker's Son, the Holy Spirit, Muhammad, right? Allah, Jehovah, Shiva, Buddha. I don't care who. We're not giving an account, because you give an account of what you do. Clearly, family, you see there is an account. Whether it come up 5 years from now, a day from now, 3 seconds from now, you give an account for the mess we do, or for the good we do. It's just, listen, and we all do it different ways. Ain't nobody saying nobody cookie cutter over here. That mess is trash. The way I do it's going to be different than somebody else, but it's time that we stand up for ourselves. So that's where I'm going to stop, family, because I can go on, and it's the weekend, right? It's time to turn up, right? Family, thank you for walking this road with me. And as always, and until next time, look to find the beauty in a different view.